Good morning, Dubai. How are you doing? Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through all the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Please stay tuned until the end of the show. We have the world freestyle champion, Sean, in studio. He's going to teach us how to do some keepy uppies. Cannot wait for that.
Headies?
Headies? Is that what you call them?
You call them headies. I just copied you.
I call it a header.
Header. Yes, headers. Yeah.
Headies is cute.
Same thing.
Let's tell Sean, ask him to teach us a heady and see what he says. We don't know a heady, Sean. Also, big news yesterday, we're going to be talking about the UAE's 10 principles for the next 50 years. Incredible information directly from the UAE government last night. And also, a Dubai 2-year-old has broken the record for the most extraordinary thing.
And we'll also be talking about holders of the new UAE Green Visa can sponsor their sons up to the age of 25. And a Dubai woman has started a debate around menstrual leaves for women.
Very interesting topic, which we'll get to later in the show.
Yes.
But let's jump right into our top stories. Big one yesterday, the UAE announced 10 principles for the next 50 years. Look, guys, as always, the UAE is always looking ahead. But what's incredible in this country is, as the public, as residents, we get a little bit of an insight into what they're planning. So as part of the 50th year anniversary this year, big announcements came through from the UAE government as they unveiled 50 new national development projects, along with 10 new principles that will guide the governance for the next 50 years. Some of the visa stories, they grabbed a lot of headlines that Simran's going to take us through in a little bit. But what I'm going to run through is the principles of the next 50 years. These were announced by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President, Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, on Twitter yesterday. And it's basically a quick summary of what will guide governance and what will lead the government in terms of their policies for the next 50 years, which is really
incredible.
It's really something.
Yeah.
And you can see the principles of the next 50. He shared them on Twitter. And I'm just going to go through a quick summary, if I may. He basically said, as the UAE approaches its Golden Jubilee, the country is entering a new phase in its history. Now, all of these have been directed by Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan and also, of course, discussed with Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. And the roadmap for the 50 includes the 10 principles. The first principle: the major priority shall remain strengthening the union, its institutions, legislations. The second principle will focus over the upcoming period on building the best and most dynamic economy in the world. The third principle is a tool that aims to serve the UAE's higher national goals. The fourth principle, the main future driver for growth, is human capital. Fifth principle, good neighbourliness in the basis of stability. Sixth principle, cementing the reputation of the UAE globally as one nation in a national mission for all institutions. Do you want to run through the seventh principle?
So the seventh one, the digital, technical and scientific excellence of the UAE will define its new development and economic frontiers.
The eighth principle, the value system in the UAE shall remain based on openness and tolerance.
And the UAE's foreign humanitarian aid is an essential part of its own vision and moral duty.
And finally, the 10th principle calls for peace and harmony among ourselves and, of course, among our neighbouring countries. Now, you can get all of that on Twitter. And just a quick, I just want to look at two quite quickly. The second principle, they said, to completely focus over the upcoming period on building the best and most dynamic economy in the world. So that's going to be a guiding principle and what a lot of the structures will follow. And also the fourth principle is that the main future driver for growth is human capital. That means we're going to see a lot of development in the educational system, a lot of resources into attracting talent into the UAE, which we're already seeing with lots of visas, retaining specialists here in the UAE. That's already something that we've seen with 10-year visas, but that possibly means more, and also continuously building skills are what shall keep the UAE at the top. So this is continuing on what we're already doing. Now, more information will always trickle down. There will be a lot of resources that go in behind and pushing the growth, but this is what's going to guide the UAE for the next 50 years. Primarily economy, tolerance, openness, and of course, a growth in human capital, which is us.
Us, and just over the weekend, we shared a carousel post on Instagram just showing Dubai many years ago, like when just the initial days of Dubai. And now, like just then and now, so it's incredible the amount we've progressed in just a couple 10 years. It's like in a decade, like we've come so far, and they have such a massive vision for the next 50 years as well. And it's great, the transparency of it all, it's incredible.
So true. Like, it's those videos that go viral, and also it's like even just the expo site from 5 years, from like 2013 to now. What's it going to look like in another 20, 30 years? And we'll literally be maybe talking to our kids or maybe talking to our friends and be like, we were there when it was then. And they were like, that looked whack. Look at it now. You just know that it's continuously changing. And that's what's so exciting about this city, that there's always growth happening. Depending on what country you're from, I don't know if you've experienced something that I didn't experience as much at home. Yeah. The way the UAE is constantly looking forward is just very unique to this city and to this country, and it's super duper exciting. So as we look forward into the next 50 years, it's a very exciting time to be here.
It is, and my cousin the other day, she was like, every time I'm away from Dubai for more than 2 years, you come back and practically the whole city has changed.
Yeah,
so it's always like so fast progressing. It's incredible, brilliant, and it just shows such great leadership. Like just the vision of it all makes you want to have a vision for yourself in life.
One day.
One day. But speaking of the same, their visions and a lot of announcements that were made yesterday. One of them were holders of the new UAE Green Visa can sponsor sons to the age of 25. Now, this is amazing news for Dubai lads. And the UAE just announced the launch of a green visa that will basically be issued for residency to pioneers, entrepreneurs, and other professionals. Now, holders of the new visa will be able to sponsor their sons' visas until they turn 25. Now, prior to this, sons could only be sponsored till the age of 18 here in the UAE, and this is with just a normal residency visa. And moreover, the green visa will also able holders to sponsor their parents. Now, the green visa won't be linked to companies. Thus, in the chance the holder loses their job, they'll have an extended grace period of 90 to 180 days to exit the country, and within that time frame, they can apply for new jobs, set up something else. Now, along with that, a freelance visa was also revealed to the public.
Very excited for freelance visas, folk. They'll be waiting for more information on that, I'm sure.
Yes, there'll be a lot more information on that because we already had a freelance visa before, but this is going to be an upgraded version, and you might not need sponsors and all of that. But following yesterday's updates, a lot of categories have seen upgrades and like just complementary enhancements. And this includes the golden visa, residency visas, tourist visas, and now the new green visa. And for a lot of them, relaxations will be made for visas to divorced women and students above the age of 15 who want to work. So basically what we'll be seeing is kids who want to work from the age of 15 onwards, they will be able to, because before with the student visa, you couldn't really get a job. And now you will be able to. This
is incredible. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I spent my teens working in summer shops, and it was just a very normal thing in Ireland. But then I came here and you don't see it, and I didn't realize it's because it actually wasn't legal. But now it's going to be very possible for kids aged 15 and up, in their summer, get a part-time role, learning, the real value of money and learning like what it means to go in. Because can you imagine having kids and then they'll be like, Mom, can I have money? I'll be like, well, did you earn that money?
Yeah.
Like, because if kids aren't earning money and then they are expecting things, how are they going to learn the value of it? So the fact that they'll actually be able to get part-time jobs, I think, is absolutely fantastic. Take them out of school for a time and send them to work. Do you agree, or do you think no? Should they spend more time potentially, like, why pressure them with work? Why should they be working? Should they not be spending more time on probably pursuing passions, interests, and hobbies? What do you think?
Personally, I feel like it's a mix. I've always wanted to work since I was a teenager. I've been really wanting to get into the workforce like as soon as possible. Like they have these small things where you can volunteer, like GITEX and all of that are for students, and so many volunteering opportunities. But now with this rolling out, people can actually get proper part-time jobs, like you said, and they can always balance work and internships with it just starts your career a little earlier, so you have that the little bit of advantage when you go into the workforce. It's like you've been working since the age of 15, so
like 100%. If you have a part-time job that was probably not great, like I have very interesting jobs over the years that I've done, it really, like, then when you actually find something that's quite interesting, you're ready to put more hours in because you're like, this is actually what I want to do. Like, doing terrible jobs when you grow up really stands to you. When you're older, like, I scrub toilets, I pestered people on the streets to give me their credit card details, to try and, sell them like different subscriptions. I've done it all, and I just think that really benefits you when you get older, because then you realize, like, that's what I could be doing, but I need to work really, really hard for what I should be doing.
Very true. And there are some skills you can only learn through working and through jobs that not even schools can teach you, not your parents can teach you. It's just that work ethic and so many disciplines you learn from actually working.
100%.
So I think this is great.
This is great. And then also of course, many sons are rejoicing, because obviously the losing your visa at 18 would have been a constant worry for kids at coming to kind of the school leaving age, but now you have an extra couple of years. And of course, if there's a question mark over women, it's that there's no age limit for women in visas. So this one was directed primarily at men.
Exactly. And but this is only for green visa holders. The regular visa holders will still have the exact same rules applying to them, which is guardians can sponsor their daughters until they're unmarried, and of course, like for sons, it's sponsored till the age of 18. But yeah, UAE expat residents and both employers and employees may sponsor their families in the UAE, provided that they have a valid residency permit. Now that this goes for both green visa and normal ones. And basically, yeah. So that is all for updates for the green visa, but we will see more, and we will give you more information as we see them coming in.
But that's the thing, in terms of more information, this was very top line from the government. These actual specific visas for each person, they haven't been announced yet in terms of like, how do you go and get it, what documents you need, which office you go to. That's still to come. So we just have the very top line, which sometimes can happen a lot here, and then you need to wait for kind of further announcements as to how you can necessarily get that visa. So wait for more information on that, because this was just like the first announcement to let us know, to excite us that they are actually coming, which is great. Moving on, I don't know what you've been doing with your life, but a Dubai 2-year-old has broken the record for the most extraordinary thing. Omar Zain is a 2-year-old, I think he's 2 years and 11 months, and he's just entered the India Book of Records, where he managed to memorize 101 car logos in 4 minutes and 7 seconds.
Wow, that is some memory.
101 car. I think I probably know about 7, and I'm on roads quite regularly, maybe 15 at a push.
That is, I'm pretty sure that's some photographic memory situation right there.
He's 2!
Okay,
but it's still, yeah. Neither do I. He was born in Kerala, but moved to Dubai last year. And according to the Khaleej Times, his interest peaked when he moved to Dubai, but he does do most of his learning on YouTube. And now he wants to progress further and is aiming to learn, I think overall he knows 110 logos. And in that time frame, he was able to remember 101. And he wants to ramp that up to 150. I didn't even know there was 101 car brands.
You have such, high goals for the age of 2. That's something. These children prodigies, where are they born? How do you find them? How do you become one?
My niece is 3. God bless her. She wouldn't be doing that. She's incredible, but she's a fairy. She's a fairy, She just like runs around talking to herself and carries a bag full of stuff with like nothing in it. And you're like, what's in your bag? She's like, my stuff.
There's nothing in there.
Oh, it's full of just like, car keys and rocks and things that she's just like pilfering. She's a magpie. But that's kind of like where I imagine 3-year-olds are.
Yeah.
But if you look at the India Book of Records, there is an incredible number of child prodigies in India who have incredible memories and also just like a lot of random records. You're not seeing them in the Guinness Book of World Records, but for example, the dog who's taken the most lengthy journeys and the biggest miniature car collection. Like, it's very interesting. If you have a free hour, jump onto the India Book of Records and just kind of have a look, because it's great procrastination.
If there was a record you would break, if you could break, do you have it in mind? Like something you would try out?
Freestyling football.
Freestyling football? Why do I doubt that?
Well, I have Sean, the world freestyling champ, in studio, so he's going to show me some tips, and then who knows, that could be my future. What about you?
Nice segue. I think sleeping for the longest time. I think I could go a week.
Are you not there already?
I practically sleep while doing my work.
How many hours do you sleep, like on a weekend, when you have unlimited time?
The full day. If I don't have plans, I'll just sleep the full day.
No, you wouldn't.
I promise you I would.
And night as well?
Night, morning. Yeah, I can sleep like non-stop. Just sleep. Sleep. It's like I'm dead to the world. Do it.
But like, do you get distracted? It is a talent. Wow. Do you get distracted by your phone? Do you get distracted by shows, people?
No, I can just sleep. No need for
Jackie's
food.
Nodding.
Right? Feel me.
Shahir's nodding. Ali's nodding. Look, I can only, I wake up at like 8 or 9 at the weekend because...
But speaking of this incredible child, I've also taken the time to memorize something, and it's taken me a very long time. I just want to use it right now.
Go.
Okay. So what is the one city you can never get into? I didn't even say it yet.
Atlanta City?
Ethnicity. Now,
I'm laughing at Ali, not your joke. Continue.
Can you snort?
Moving on.
Stop it. Anyway, the Dubai Advocate has started a debate around menstrual leave for women. Now, Dubai-based journalist and self-love advocate Danae Mercer is known for being supremely candid on social media about all things related to body image and fat surrounding the same. So she's not one to shy away from bold topics. Now, Danae is once again creating a stir on social media with her recent post on menstrual leaves. Now, with the post displaying an insensitive response towards menstruations from a male perspective, it highlights how the corporate world is still far from adopting a more versatile work culture for women. Now, the post shared by Mercer reads, "Y'all can control your cycles. I know y'all can. Be a professional no matter how bad the pain is." Now, the post tells women to turn it off, which is periods, before coming to work. I mean, can you imagine people like this exist? But anyway, Danae captioned her post saying, like, we need to speak about periods candidly, and these men who are perhaps have been told almost nothing about periods their whole lives are often the ones making decisions that impact ours. Now, the response to this was incredible. Women shared their struggles of being belittled and ridiculed for asking for a sick leave to deal with their period pains, and one user named Holly and Flora commented saying, "I have had to lie to stay home from work because it was more socially acceptable to stay home due to saying I was throwing up or having a stomach flu than to say I was on the floor with cramps that were out of my immediate control." Now, this really raises the question of how much is being done for women in the workforce in the UAE. Now, with companies being more open to trial various methods of work and other and incentives to increase productivity and boost employee morale, such as, like trialing a 3-day weekend, this conversation may just alert organizations to introduce the option of work from home for women once a month.
I think that would spark a big debate whether that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, you suggested this yesterday when I was just like, This is quite interesting, you know, like menstrual leaves already, like so many leaves are
Well,
there.
it's worth noting that it's a massive taboo subject in the UAE, so I think it would, like, you'd need a big conversation before it was actually accepted as a talking point.
I guess, yeah. But I mean, for this as a
Unfortunately.
solution, maybe, you know, like if companies are kind of aware of this, maybe a work from home kind of situation for women once a month to allow them the space to deal with their pains and not, you know, that doesn't only minimize the number of sick leaves, but also promotes a healthy and supportive work environment.
100%, just in terms of transparency about how you're feeling, like the fact that a woman felt that she needed to lie because it wasn't something that she was able to broach. Is a shame. The UAE doesn't have regulations for menstrual leave per se, but companies are obligated to provide sick leave of not more than 90 days per year.
Yeah.
Interesting. According to according to the UAE government portal, an employee is entitled to a sick leave not more than 90 days per year, only after the probation period has been completed. And then, of course, it's up to you how to do that sick leave. But then I think the question is, should you be saying that the menstrual cycling period would be in those 90 days?
So with the UAE government portal, when they clarified on the 90-day sick leave, they're like, there's a period where it's paid, there's a period where it's half paid, and there's a period, like if you exceed that number of days, it's unpaid. So 90 days in total, if it's really required.
Well, it's funny because the only reason I question it is because when I was working as a teacher, I thought we had 10 days. That was in our contract, was 10 days sick leave.
Maybe it's 10 days of paid sick leave, and if you take anything after that,
it would be unpaid.
Unpaid, yeah.
Yeah, so then it was very interesting. People would perfectly take the 10 days and then they would not take the
I never get sick again.
Yeah, never get sick again. Yeah, it was so interesting. Or like in the very end of the year. But it is a very interesting topic. It's, of course, just in general, it is more taboo in the UAE in terms of like an open conversation about it. So potentially this conversation and debate will open it up. Whether or not people should be allowed full days leave per month, I think is like a defined day leave per month or two. I think that that would be too far because I think it affects everyone differently and at different points. And like you, but let's say like 1 month I might need it, and like for 6 months I'd be absolutely fine. You know, just 1 month you're just like pains and tiredness and not coping, and then other months I'm totally fine. So I think like a defined day, personally, it would be too much because you also want an equal balanced work society, but a society in a workplace where you can actually have an open conversation and say, I'm not feeling well because of this. Can I work from home? Would actually be fantastic. Yeah,
just that flexibility, like of if you do want to work from home, you have that liberty to, you have that allowance to. But Danae Mercer, like more power to her for even bringing up these topics and speaking about them so candidly on social media. So hats off to you.
Hats off to Danae. As always, I feel like she brings up a lot of interesting topics.
Yeah.
And guys, stay tuned because joining us after the after the show, after the break, is the world champion freestyle footballer. Twice in his career so far, we have Sean Garnier on the show. Woo! In about 30 seconds. And we're going to learn how to do a heady. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Join with us now is one of the first in his field, no pun intended, and definitely one of the most notable, reaching the title of World Champion Freestyle Football twice in his career. So far, we are joined by Cien Garnier. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate to be here with you.
We are so excited to have you. Like, your skill and talent is just phenomenal. Can you just kind of take us back a little bit, let people know how you got into freestyling, how you got to the peak of your career?
This is the most common question people ask me. So basically, I was a football player. I played in the highest division in France. My dream was to be a pro footballer, but I got an injury after like a couple of years. And you know, I had 2 years where I have to stop. But I could like do some tricks, but not really running. When I was doing tricks, I realized people was like really amazed by those tricks. So I'm like, okay, let's try to find if there is some competition. I found one and I won the first one.
No problem.
Yeah, like it was just like that. And I realized I got more attention in 2 minutes in this competition compared to the rest of my life. So I was thinking I should maybe concentrate on other field, not only the 11SI. Maybe I should play on the street, maybe I should play against people. Then I start to learn some tricks and like that. And after 3 years, I become world champion. And like that, yeah.
World champion in 3 years, not bad, not bad. And now since then you've been 2 times world champion. People say that you need to do 10,000 hours to become an expert. So what I want to know is how much of your skill is practice versus pure talent, do you think?
I think it's, for me, talent is, everybody has talent. And your talent is to understand what you are good at. So most of the people, sometimes people want to force in one area, but it's not made for them. I just realized I was good with the ball. So I just had to learn how to communicate with people with that ball. What touch people, if I spin the ball on my finger or if I do that trick, how people react to that. So that's how I build my character. And sometimes when I was doing tricks, people react, but if I moved to another place, people didn't react because it was not the place to do that type of tricks. So maybe I have to change some tricks. So for example, in my skills, I can like do some juggle stuff, but sometimes I have to play against people. You know, I do some one-on-one and stuff like that. And sometimes people like that more. It depends where I am, basically.
This is cool. We actually have, I was brought a pen right before and we have a ball because we're going to learn something. So do you think people can really progress in, let's say, freestyle football with many, many hours? Like, could I? Potentially, yes, and stay tuned to learn.
Are you willing to put 10,000 hours?
In something, maybe. Yeah, it's good question. That's a good question to you too.
But it's not 10,000 hours to be a good freestyler. It's 10,000 hours per trick.
Oh.
Yes.
Ouch.
That's what we don't realize, because you can train one trick, but that does not mean you are good at all of them. So it's the way to train. But basically, there is some stuff you maybe it's easy for you, and some other stuff is harder for me. Like other for you, it's like the same for me.
But talk to us about training. Like, how many hours are you putting in now? And to stay at the top of your game, how much do you need to continue? And how much of it is mind versus physical?
Basically, now there is not that much training with the ball compared to before. Before, I used to go in the street every single day, playing in front of the Eiffel Tower because I come from Paris. So, and people was watching me. So I doing street shows. For me, it was a way to have pleasure, impress people, and win some money. So it was the best training ever. But after that, when you know, I start to win competition and stuff like that, the most important stuff is like to develop the business side, because freestyle is not like really a big sport. So there is not really an aspect where you can be a pro. You have to be by yourself a pro. So you have to develop your social media. You have to develop your, you know, your contact, your concept. So it takes me a lot of time to build all of that, especially social media, to create videos, to come up with new concepts and everything like that. Interesting.
Going from like literally practicing on the streets. Can you remember like back when you were, let's say, in front of the Eiffel Tower? Do you remember like the first time you got like a big wad of cash? You're like, this is it.
Yeah, it was like 100 euros.
Oof.
And
It's like 500,
I
600
said to
dirham.
the guys, like, you know, I'm gonna not make you in less than 5 seconds. He didn't believe me. I said, okay, I put 100, you put 100. The one, if I don't not make you in 5 seconds, you take everything.
Nice.
Yes.
What's a nutmeg?
And nutmeg is like when you put the ball between the legs.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know in the UK or Ireland you like to tackle, right?
Yeah. we just go for it.
Let's do that.
Do you want to do that bet now?
Oh, you sure? Okay.
I'm down. Can we have 500 dirham from Lovin?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Good.
Sean is gonna nutmeg me in 5 seconds, and if not, we'll give him 500. We'll go again.
Okay, no problem.
If we can sort the 500, that would be fantastic. Who was your football idol growing up?
First was Maradona, then after was Zidane, then finally Ronaldinho. That's the three guys who inspire me because the way they were playing football was more than just the game. It was more like expression, style, and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How much when players are playing now do you look at their skill and do you really kind of assess them based on your knowledge?
It's the inverse now. Players look at my skills.
Really?
Yes, to actually not using the game because it's not really transferable because it's more complicated and you know the pitch is grass, so it's different. But most of the player grew up with my videos because now it's 15 years I'm doing that, and there is some players who are 20 or 25, so they used to watch my videos and we talk on Instagram.
Cool.
It's really cool.
That is amazing. I have a question from Shir here. He says, what are your thoughts on Ronaldo moving to Man U?
Yeah, I think it's a nice story. You know, we had Messi who lived Barcelona, and for football fan it was sad because for most of the people he had to stay in his own first club. So to have Ronaldo to move back to his first club like Manchester, not first club, but I mean like where he built the biggest story. It's a nice story, and I think people are curious to see what he's gonna do. So it's a good challenge. I wish Ronaldo could move to Paris Saint-Germain, so we had Messi and Ronaldo in the same
Oh
team.
my
but
days.
Yeah.
How much money would that cost?
I don't mind. This is Nasser, no problem.
You have a gorgeous family. Can you see your sons? Are they training at home? Do you wish for them to follow in your footsteps?
I actually wish for them what they like the most. So I always give them a ball, you know. But if they don't want, I don't gonna push. It's just like I want them to make what they like the most, and I'm gonna support whatever they choose in their life.
In terms of, so one of the reasons Sian Garnier is here is, of course, because you've opened up a football academy in Dubai. Did they inspire that in any way? Like, what was kind of the aim behind it?
The aim for me is to create a place in Dubai where kids can learn my way to play football.
So cool.
For sure, most of the parents they are looking for a place where their kids can become a pro player, and for that it's possible, you know. But more than that, I want to build men. So I want to give some way for them to grow up as a man and also to find their own character. Because what I discovered from my time when I was a footballer to the time I'm a freestyler, it's like I changed my personality. I changed my character. I gained a lot of confidence just because I was able to do some tricks. So that's why I want to teach to the kids here. Like from the tricks, you will learn some confidence and you can use that in the life.
Amazing. So it's a football freestyling academy. Where is it? It's open already?
No, we are working on that. We are gonna open a couple of places in Dubai just to test it. We already did a camp in Champs, like a gym.
Yeah, cool.
And we're gonna open a couple of places. I think in January we're gonna start proper academy.
How is let's say in terms of like freestyling scene here in Dubai, how do you get people on board? Do you fly in trainers, or are you doing the training, or how does that work?
You mean from people who come in Dubai or live in Dubai?
So how do you have trainers for your camp? How do you find super talented people?
There is people here already who knows, and I know them from long time because I came to Dubai since 10 years ago. So
Gotcha.
I know some guys, but also I have guys in France and all over Europe. They are specialists, so I'm gonna fly them for a couple of time for some specialty moments. Yeah.
Amazing. You mentioned your kind of 3 idols, football idols growing up, and of course, if you look at Sian's Instagram, it's like millions of views, and you're always kind of you're doing tricks for people, you're playing against people. Did you ever have kind of like a star-studded moment where you met one of your idols?
When I met Zidane was pretty particular. So there is Zidane moment where I had the chance to play against him in a big event organized by Adidas, and the photo of in social media they took to showcase the event was Zidane running after me and taking my shirt like that. So for me, it was a moment
Ah,
like Zidane
cool.
trying to get the ball from me. So this picture was always in my mind. And the second one was pretty special. So I was playing a tournament where Ronaldinho was there and other players like Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs. And it was a futsal tournament in India. And I was waiting Ronaldinho after the game just to take a picture with him because I didn't have the chance to play against him. It was my goal, but we were not in the same group. So I was waiting after his game. So I was searching, moving some photo in my phone just to get some space. And when I look up, he was just in front of me and say, "Hey, Sian, what's up? How are you?" Because he went to Paris Saint-Germain, so he speaks French.
Yeah.
And he knew some of my videos, so he knew I was French and everything. So
What
we had
a
the
moment.
Yeah. So for me, it was really special.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's just incredible how your career, you went from, you know, potentially becoming a professional footballer to twisting it on its head, using your skills and becoming this kind of world champion. And these players recognize you for your talent. It's so cool.
Yeah, for me, my dream when I started football was to play against the best player in the world. In a sense, I achieved my dream, not as a football player, but as a freestyler.
Amazing. Look, guys, we're going to learn some now. We're going to show you Sian's skills. First of all, we're going to learn, and then we're going to do the nutmeg. We'll do the nutmeg at the end. This is 500 dirham from Lovin. Oh, 500 dirham from Lovin Dubai. He's going to try nutmeg me, but first, shall we do a trick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So I know you don't even need to move it. So you're gonna just put the pen like that. Put your hands like that. Okay. I invite you guys to do a screenshot, okay, of this because this is gonna be a really special moment.
Oh.
Look at that. She has the technique. She can do everything with the ball. Okay.
Making it look easy.
Yeah. Don't worry. Up la.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, it's going.
Yeah. Nice.
Goal.
I know you have a special talent. I knew.
Okay, that was pretty cool. Shall we do some?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
You can.
Don't let the family down.
You can do your 500 later. We trust you.
Okay, don't worry.
So what's going to happen now is Lovin Dubai versus Sian Garnier. He is going to try to nutmeg me in 5 seconds, which is one of your most memorable things when you're younger.
Yeah.
And we have 500 dirham on the table. Who's going to win?
I don't know.
Okay, any tips, guys? We have a lot of people in the studio. Any tips for me?
So for you to win the challenge, there is 3 situations possible.
Okay.
First situation, I nutmeg you, I win. Second situation, you don't take the ball, and I nutmeg you. This is equality.
Okay.
But if you take the ball from me, you win.
Okay.
Okay?
Are there rules?
This is the rules.
Hands or feet?
No, only feet.
Guys, I need some tips.
Okay.
Oh god. Hold on. No shoes.
Ooh la la.
Okay.
You ready?
No. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Where's the ball? No.
I'm gonna win.
Did we have a time on that?
Of course, 3 seconds.
I think that was 1 second.
Oh, I'm disappointed with myself. That was absolute class. Thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for that? That was cool. If you saw my footwork, well done.
Yeah. Okay, now let me show you a trick.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so this trick, you're gonna try to do this.
Yeah.
You can try?
Sure. I can try.
I'm gonna teach you something easy. So you're gonna bounce the ball and try to block it like that. You know,
Okay.
this is like basic. So basically you bounce it, you go over the ball, then you block it.
Okay.
Try.
So bounce it.
Oh, not bad. Okay, so not throw it, just
Bounce
release.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah!
Yay.
Perfect. Check.
Thank you.
And the last thing, like for all the football lover, I know there is people who like to play football every single night. I'm amazed by the amount of people who playing everywhere in Dubai. We just create a league called the Supreme League 7-a-side. So it's a tournament, and there is 50,000 dirhams to win prize money.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Amazing.
50, yeah.
Guys, look it out.
Supreme
7-a-side.
League. Yeah, 7-a-side, Supreme League, normal football. 7 versus 7, like it's a championship, and the winner will win 50,000.
I feel a Lovin Dubai team coming on. 7-a-side.
Okay.
Down. Couple.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so that's my trick.
Yeah.
You've won. There's our 500. Oh, here, look.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, that's gonna pay my fine for the parking.
Easy money, guys. That is Sian Garnier, the freestyle world champion 2 times. He has a football academy opening in Dubai soon if you're interested. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Well done.
Sorry about the money.